7067 is going to land.
It's 8:30 in the morning on the last day Daniel Shanklin will be 7 years old. The San Antonio, Texas youngster has just finished a news conference with television cameras and everything. He is about to set a record as the youngest pilot to ever fly across country, but the most exciting thing going on for him right now is a Model 767 airplane that's about to take off from the Raleigh-Durham International Airport.
Let's watch it go, okay? Here it goes. Watch it take off. I can't believe it gets off the ground. A mean green fighting machine.
Daniel Shanklin, his 9-year-old brother Michael, his grandparents, and his flight instructor are getting ready to fly the final leg of his cross-country flight, which began at Lindbergh Field on the West Coast and will end at First Flight Airport at the base of the Wright Memorial at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.
Go ahead and pull it out.
But first he has to make sure his airplane is ready. It will take a quart of oil.
Gordon?
Uh-huh. Slow though.
I've done this before, and you have to do it very slow. Don't want to do it too fast or else it'll get clogged up in there.
Daniel will get into the Cessna 172 and sit on a special high chair so he can see over the dashboard. His feet will work pedals that have been built up with wooden blocks. A little before 10, the weather has cleared and it's time to go. With his grandfather and brother in a chase plane, the 7-year-old pilot talked with the control tower and lined the tiny Cessna up behind Delta and American jetliners, and he took off. It was a beautiful day with high clouds as Daniel flew a mile above North Carolina, preparing to make just a little bit of history. On the way, Chopper 11 pilot Jim looked with Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. We're up on your right wing now. Dave was wondering how your flight's going. How's it been so far?
It's been really good.
And how does it feel about getting this close to the end of your journey?
It's been a really neat journey. I like it. Oh.
I asked him if he was glad it was over, and he goes, oh, yeah.
Then, almost as soon as it had begun real well, it was time to land. As Daniel flew out over the ocean to turn around, he had reached the Atlantic Ocean. Several weeks took off and flew over the Pacific.
Here's the runway. I'm going to do this. And then turn around and do a go around, and then come back and land.
And so he flew right by the Wright Memorial. And there he went. And it was time to set the plane down on the ground. In he came. Boing, boing, boing.
That was a bad landing.
That was the worst landing he's ever done.
And I wanted it to be the best.
But as they say, any landing you walk away from is a good landing. And this was a good one from that perspective. As Daniel brought his airplane to where his brother waited to welcome him, there was a cheer from about 250 elementary school children and their parents who had come out for this occasion. And there was a private moment for Daniel and his flight instructor, Stuart Lewis.
All right. Here you go, Bubba.
Now what?
Good deal.
Then it was off to a waiting ceremony. Politicians and other people talked on and on for what seemed like forever.
We have for you a Wright Brothers Flight Ranger patch.
Thank you.
Great. Daniel,
Hi.
it's a pleasure welcoming you here to Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina.
Oh, thank you.
Then he got to meet some of the people who had come to see him. He got a lot of little gifts, but one in a pink envelope looked special. It was from Stephanie Blackman.
It was an ad that had a little message.
And what was your message?
Happy birthday, Daniel.
In the background was a happy grandfather who allowed us how it was all worthwhile.
Whatever the cost, it was very, very opportune bargain. Because I think that those boys have done something that they can look back on the rest of their life. They have had experiences which couldn't be bought anywhere else. They have opportunity opened up to them, which shows them what's really like. They have managed to learn that people, adults and children alike, are good people. Everywhere we've gone, we've had the same sort of reception.
This was the day Daniel Shanklin made history. By the way, his brother Michael is a pilot too. Michael would have gone for the record, except he is 9, and another 8-year-old pilot had flown across the country. So the only record for the youngest pilot could be set by Daniel, who was 7. And he did it, one day before he was to turn 8. Dave Boliek, WTVD 11 News, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina.